Have you ever felt tired? Even though you haven't done anything too strenuous, there are mornings when you wake up with a heavy feeling in your chest, as if the world is pressing down on your heart. Not because your body is weak, but because your soul has been burdened with too much silent worries, nameless fears, and unanswered questions. Maybe you've just had a sleepless night, struggling with endless thoughts about the future. Or maybe you're going through a spiritual drought, where prayers seem to fall silent, and your faith is overwhelmed by pressure and disappointment. In those moments, it's easy to forget that we're not alone. It's easy to forget that there is someone watching over us. Even though we don't have the strength to look up, it is in our weakest moments that God's words resonate like a soothing warmth. When you walk through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, it will not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, and the flame will not set you ablaze. Isaiah 43:2, a verse of scripture that feels like a soft blanket over a trembling heart. God doesn't promise that life will be easy, but He promises that He will be with you. And perhaps that's what we need most, a gentle reminder that we don't walk alone. So today, can you give your heart a break? Stop for a moment to listen, to feel, and to remember God is there, waiting for you, loving you, and embracing you unconditionally. When you walk through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, it will not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, and the flame will not burn you. Isaiah 43:2. This is more than just a promise. It is a life-giving statement for anyone who feels like they are drowning in anxiety, in conflict, or in a desperate sense of despair. Imagine yourself standing on the banks of a rushing river. The water is raging, the sky's gray, and you are forced to step into it, with no way back. At that moment, every instinct in you may be screaming, I can't make it, I'm going to be swept away. But then, a hand grabs yours. A deep, powerful, peaceful voice whispers, I am here. I will not leave you. Walk. That is what God promises. He will not stop the river from flowing. He will take you by the hand through it. He doesn't put out the fire, but He stands in the fire with you just as He did with Daniel's 3 friends in the fiery furnace. God doesn't say, you won't have trials. He says, when you walk through them, I will be with you. That's what God promises. He won't stop the river. He'll hold your hand and walk you through it. He won't put out the fire, but He'll stand in the fire with you, just as He did with Daniel's 3 friends in the fiery furnace. God doesn't say, you won't have trials. He says, when you walk through, I'll be with you. And that walk through is hope. We won't stay in pain forever. We won't stay in the flood. Nor will we be held back in the fire. We will walk through, because He is with us. There are times in life that are like a fire, when trials come rushing in, burning away all hope. Sometimes it's bad news from the hospital. Sometimes it's a broken relationship that we've given our hearts to. Other times, the fire burns deep inside. Guilt, unhealed past, unknown hurt. And then there are the seasons that are like a river of floodwaters, where emotions rise like a tidal wave. Anxiety, panic, disorientation. It feels like you're struggling in the ocean of life, and each day is a struggle to keep from drowning. In those moments, you may find yourself crying out like Peter when he walked on water and panicked and sank. Lord, save me. Matthew 14:30. And just like Peter, Jesus doesn't wait, doesn't judge. He reaches out and pulls you out immediately. Faith doesn't mean you never fear. Faith means that in your fear, you still turn to God. It's when you realize, even though we are weak, God is strong. Even if you are disappointed in yourself, He still calls you beloved. You don't need to have perfect faith to be kept by God. You just need an honest heart, ready to say, Lord, I'm so tired. I don't know how to go on, but if you're here, please take me. And I believe He will never refuse that request. A young mother once told me that one time, she was exhausted from work, taking care of her young children, and then she received news that something had happened to her husband's family. Everything came at once, and she felt like she was drowning. I sat on the kitchen floor, sobbing, completely out of character. she said. I just said to God, if you're really here, please do something, and he did. Not that it would go away, but that night, as I prayed through my tears, I felt this peace come over me. I can't explain it, but I knew I would make it through. She didn't sink, and neither can you. We live in a world where everything is shaky. Jobs, money, health, relationships, even ourselves. The one thing never changes: God's love, His presence, the everlasting faithfulness of the one who sacrificed himself to save you. He's not a distant observer. He's the one who walks into every storm of your life and holds you tight. You may have failed, but in God's eyes, you are still the one who was bought at a great price, by the blood of His Son. You may have doubted, you may have turned away, but God's love is not changed by that. He does not love you because you are worthy. He loves you because He is love. Sometimes healing does not come from having everything fixed immediately. It comes from realizing, I don't have to do it all alone. God is holding my hand. And that is enough. You don't have to try to control everything. You just have to trust and move on. Like a child holding a parent's hand, not knowing the way but knowing whose hand is leading him. And you know, when your heart begins to believe that, you will see, though the water still flows, the fire still burns, life is still unclear, you will still stand firm, because the one who promised to be with you, He never fails. If you are feeling tired right now, if you are carrying things in your heart that no one else can understand, please sit down for a moment and breathe, because right now, God is with you. He is not far away. He does not wait for you to be strong to love you. He does not expect you to have all the answers or to be perfect in your faith. You just need to be yourself, with your scratches, your doubts, your unnamed things. And then, in that silence, you will feel a gentle thing. God has never left you. He is always with you. Even if the waters rise, you will not drown. Even if the fire burns, you will not burn, because the one who loves you is still holding your hand. There may still be challenges tomorrow. You may still have to face things that have not been resolved, but you will not walk alone. And that is what makes the difference. Let God be your place to return to when you are tired. Let Him be your heart's anchor, where you don't have to force yourself to be okay, where you are loved just as you are. And if you find a little peace in your heart today, hold on to it. Let His presence continue to heal you. Little by little. You don't have to do it all in one day. Just stay in His love, a little each day, and you will see, you not only survive the storm, you grow in it, with Him as your unshakable foundation. A final message: if you feel touched today, close your eyes for a moment and whisper to God, I am here, and I know you are here. I trust, and I will keep walking. May His peace and everlasting love surround you always, every breath, every day. You are not alone, never.